Oh, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the juice. If you guys are new to the channel, first off, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We're pumping out 3 videos a week right now, bunch of great bass fishing content on the channel. So hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate that. Second, if you're new to the juice is presented by Fish USA. So Fish USA is a huge online tackle retailer. They got everything you need for fishing, not just bass fishing, for fishing. So any type of species, anything you want, Fish USA has got it, and they'll get it to you real fast. But the juice is my recap videos from my last tournament, where we dive in and give up the juice. Patterns, areas, baits, rods, reels, line, all that good stuff. That's the juice. So we just finished up here at Sam Rayburn for the Tackle Warehouse Invitational Tournament. And we're gonna dive in and give you the juice. All right, so we finished up last week at Toledo Bend for the Bass Pro Tour, and we came straight over here to Sam Rayburn. Actually kind of skipped the first half a day of practice, kind of slept in and worked on tackle a little bit just because I wanted to try some different things here at Sam Rayburn. You know, I got some experience on Sam Rayburn, and for me, I always like a certain area. I always like going to Veach. I spend my time in Veach Basin. There's always bass in there. There's always enough bass to get a check. I mean, that's my goal every single tournament, is to get a check, get a $10,000 check. So I went into Veach, quickly learned that they were in the typical areas that they usually are, and kind of just started sampling other things in practice, looking for other areas and maybe stumble on to a winning area, but that never really happened. So tournament rolls around and I head straight to Veach, and I don't think I made a cast outside of Veach Basin the entire tournament, all 3 days. Now, as far as baits and techniques, really I had a 2-prong approach. So I was fishing the shallow grass, say really 10 foot or less, but probably like 6 foot or less, that shallow grass, that kind of like at the end of the drains. So the drains kind of come in, and right where they end and kind of start coming up, that's where the hydrilla was growing, right on those little drops. So I had a couple areas like that, couple particular key drains that were holding a little bit better quality fish. And you know, this week on Rayburn, a big fish was key. So day 1, I had a 613. Day 2, I had a 5-pounder, and day 3, today, I had a 510. So that one big bite really separated you from the pack, and that moved you up the leaderboard. So that was my big fish pattern. I caught all of my big fish out of the grass. Now my filler fish, you know, my bottom end fish, you know, maybe my 4th and 5th smallest fish, I was catching those out over bait fish. So those were out kind of in the middle of the drains, just kind of easing around, feeding on bait fish. And I was catching those on a Demiki rig. Catching those on this guy right here. I mean, you guys have seen me use this all over the country. You can't beat the Yamamoto scope shad. It was pretty cloudy today, so I was going with the sight flash color, but I had a couple other ones, different weights, different colors. Kind of would just rotate depending on the sky conditions. The water was pretty clear, but it was more so about the clouds that I was changing up the colors, and then adjusting the weight based on how deep the fish were from the surface of the water. So Yamamoto scope shad, same setup from last week at Toledo Bend. Like I said, I had 3 or 4 of those out. What else we got over here? I got a drop shot, I got a Nico, and some chatterbaits, but those did not play at all. I did not catch any fish on a chatterbait. It might be the first time I fished grass and did not catch a fish on a chatterbait. It's crazy to me, but I could not get a bite on the chatterbait. So for me, the bulk of the damage went down on 2 baits. We caught them on a jerkbait and a trap. You guys see me throw the jerkbait all over the country. Favorite Pro Series 7-foot medium heavy rod, excellent jerkbait rod for fishing over top of grass. Because if this thing gets stuck in the grass, you can snap it out. This rod's just stiff enough, but then it's a moderate action that when you do hook one, you can fight them and land them. Caught all my big fish on this guy right here. So I caught a 613, a 510, 5.0, all on this rod right here, this setup, this jerk bait, and that was my big fish bait. I caught a couple key fish, couple keepers today on the brand new Bill Lewis hammer trap. So I was looking for a bait that I could just kind of cover water. You know, today we had some rain, some storms, so I wanted to just kind of cover water. I wasn't able to really focus on one key grass clump or something just because the conditions were so bad. So I picked up the old hammer trap, put a limit in the boat this morning on this guy right here. So this is the purple nurple Keller, just kind of matte white with a purple back, you know, flashes really well in the water, and when they're feeding on shad, it's hard to beat that right there. So the cool thing about the Bill Lewis hammer trap is this bait right here weighs 5/8 of an ounce, so you can cast it really far, but it doesn't want to dig down deep. So this bait rides very high in the water column, so I could fish it over top of that grass very easily. Throwing it on the favorite Hex 7.5 medium heavy, and that was it, really. I mean, that was the juice right there. That's what put all the fish in the boat this week. Had a great event, finished in the top 20. Can't beat that at all. Anytime you get paid to go bass fishing, that's a pretty good week in my book. So appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you learned something. If you're interested in any of this tackle, there's direct links in the description down below. You're able to click those, head right over to Fish USA and pick up all this tackle, and hopefully it'll help you guys catch some fish wherever you may be wetting a line. So appreciate you guys watching. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.